Strange Adventure.
Jeffrey Hunter, the police officer in charge of the district that lay deep in the jungle of the Malay states, sat in his chair aboard the houseboat and regarded his prisoner. Sitting across the desk was a tall, sinewy Malay. There was no fear or uneasiness in the man's voice as he spoke.
Mr. Hunter, Rahmat Shah, who says I shot at his daughter because she would not marry me, is lying. No, Mr. Hunter, I did not shoot at his daughter. I shot at Rahmat Shah himself.
The officer could hardly suppress a smile at the outwardly spoken confession of attempted murder.
Matlow, you've told me you tried to kill a man. Consequently, I shall have to take you downriver to headquarters for a trial. I am your prisoner. Maybe I die now, so it is too bad my shot missed its mark, Rahmat Shah.
Matlow was locked in one of the small rooms, and the police officer retired to his cabin for dinner. He had hardly begun his meal when a knock came at the door, and he admitted one of his constables.
Sir, cook asked me to tell you we're low on rations, and he has no food for prisoner. He wants to know what to do. Well, take this bowl of rice and this plate of biscuits to Matlow, and express my regrets that there is no more food aboard.
Dinner over, the officer was settling back on his bunk for a smoke when the constable again appeared at the door.
The prisoner has gone overboard, sir.
Hunter dashed outside and listened intently, but no sound came from the swift-moving river. The moon was high in the heavens, but the jungle threw a curtain of shadow over more than half the river. Hunter shouted orders, and soon the houseboat was poled into the bank. When dawn broke over the jungle, the officer and his constable began the almost impossible task of finding his escaped prisoner. By noon, both men were all but exhausted when the officer noticed a large guava bush at the side of the trail. The men were about to gather some of the fruit to quench their thirst when Hunter saw that some fruit had obviously been plucked from the bush very recently. And he knew that a man could easily be hiding a few feet away, waiting to ambush anyone who came along. Hunter felt a sudden fear as he stepped into the underbrush. He fancied he saw a gleam of sunlight on bright steel and expected momentarily to come face to face with his hidden assailant. But Hunter found no further trace of Matlow. Months later, Hunter and a friend were chatting upon the veranda of the officer's bungalow.
By Jove, Hunter, I almost forgot to tell you. I met a Malay fellow in Burma, a blighter by the name of Matlow. Yes, that's what it was. And he gave me a message for you. He told me that you were hunting for him in the jungle some time ago and you stopped beside a guava bush. And he was hiding less than 10 feet away. He could have killed you, you know.
Yes, but why didn't he?
Well, because of the Malayan code of honor. That's the only thing that held back the spear point that would have been your death. You see, Matlow had eaten your food and couldn't do you harm. Yes, Hunter, that one bowl of rice and the few biscuits that you gave Matlow saved your life, my boy.
This is Pat McGeehan in Hollywood, California, saying goodbye from my writer Charles Crowder and inviting you to listen again to another tale of
Strange Adventure.